going.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get our live streaming going.
Um,
So, come on, computer. There we go. Ownership, integrity, and intelligent systems. Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Love it.
See. Okay. We rolling? We live? Ooh.
Almost. I'm hitting yes now. All right.
Woohoo.
And then I'm gonna make sure I mute it real quick. So seems like that's a design flaw with going live, but okay.
A little bit, but I don't know. I guess it's the price we pay for having fun here.
Yeah. And it is fun, I will say.
Girl. I don't know. I guess it's the price we pay for having fun here. And yeah, there we go.
There it is. All right, we are live.
Welcome
Yay!
back to Wealth Chats.
Another wealth chat. Love this.
I'm loving
Oh
it.
my
I'm
gosh.
loving it. Coming at you live from the ski slopes. It's a little warm over in my side of town. I don't know. Did you get a heat wave up? Well, actually, we're both in Pennsylvania now, Hannah.
Oh, are you in Pennsylvania? Oh,
I
okay. Yeah.
am.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's not, I mean, it's cold, but it's not as cold.
I was gonna say it looks like a nice spring day where you're at. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm down in Whitetail, which that's like on the border with Maryland, but like I
Okay.
got here and it's 55 degrees, so I was like snowboarding in
Yeah.
slush, but whatever, worth it.
Yeah. It's like 51 right now is what it says. So yeah.
Hmm.
Doesn't really
Yeah.
feel like winter yet, and yet I know it is January, so we'll see what happens.
Dude. I know. I'm waiting. I'm like, come on. I want a snowmageddon again. Like, I want a blizzard. These slopes
I
need to be covered.
I was gonna say I want a snowmageddon when I don't have to drive anywhere in it.
When you're
I
not on shift,
love,
yes.
yeah, exactly. I love being home in a snowmageddon when we're all home, safe, tucked in. You like watching the snow. It's like, yeah, mm, that feels good. So
I love it.
excited.
I love it. Well, let's dive into the wealth chat, Hannah. So tell us what we're talking about. Like, I know last time,
Yeah.
we were talking about like new era wealth and everything, and then we did have a specific topic for this time. I know we were talking a little bit about what it means to control your money.
Yeah. And I know, yeah, because we kind of talked about that last time, kind of bringing that up. And, we can take this wherever it goes, but we're going to kind of chatting about like, what does ownership mean in this day and age with our money?
Mhm.
The integrity of the systems that we're using and intelligent systems are like, I think we call like smart contracts or things like that. What does that mean? Because control is meaningless without trust, right? If you don't have any idea, and trust requires a structure to hold that. So like all kind of runs together, right? So how are modern wealth systems being built? And I think maybe even kind of parceling out where some people are still misjudging the risk, because I think there's still a lot of like, oh, um, crypto is just the wild, wild west still. And it's not, right? You do have to be educated about it, you do have to learn about it, but it is no longer this like out there on the dark web thing. It is becoming more and more of it's a part of the everyday landscape of finance and things like that, right? So
Mhm.
um, and if you don't know about it yet, you need to learn about it because it is coming, right? It's like telephones and TVs and sliced bread and all the things and cars, right? All of these new advancements in, modernity, whatever, it's coming. So we need to learn. And I think crypto is still like what, less than 15% of the population utilizes it at this point worldwide, right? Globally, but it is growing and growing exponentially. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think the tipping point for like something hitting mass scale is around the 22% or something like that, in that 25 percentile, right? Range is when it hits that mark, is when it really just tips the scale and goes over and it just becomes mass adopted. So we're getting there. We're getting there quite quickly, right? And again, like we've talked about, like positioning ourselves, like, I talk about riding the waves, right? That is why it's so important to pay attention now, because this is where, as that swell is happening, is where you can position yourself to take advantage of and learn from and benefit from in extraordinary ways from being positioned correctly now as the wave is coming.
Mhm. Yes, ma'am. So many thoughts in there, Hannah. I love that. You're absolutely right. Crypto isn't the Wild West anymore. It is becoming mainstream. And so we are probably going to be hitting just kind of like that tipping scale soon where it's going to be mass adoption. And what's neat is that we really are at a crossroads. And so, like we were, like we've been saying throughout these wealth chats, that like this massive wave is already like happening and it's growing, and you have a chance to get on it now, right? And so it's kind of like, well, why not get on it? Why not get curious and learn about it? Um, but with crypto, smart systems, all that, I mean, when you look at the technology, which people hear crypto and they run for the hills, by and large. A lot of people that I talk to, they're kind of like, there's not a lot of understanding around what crypto is and what it can do. And so crypto, it's not that big of a mystery, really. It's based, we're talking cryptocurrency based on technology. So it's based on blockchain technology, and you can do some basic Google searching to learn about it. I mean, spend a day with AI and research it, and you'll know probably more than like maybe 85% of the population. you know, like it's not that terrible and it's not that hard to learn. And so,
And come to my upcoming master class on it because we need to get some basics out there.
yes.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
coming. So keep
Hannah's
your eyes
gonna be
peeled.
having a master class. We're gonna be talking more crypto. And so we'll definitely be talking more, diving into terms. What does it mean? And what can it do? Because crypto, it's not okay. So it's funny. Like I talk to different people and they're like, well, I have XRP or I have some Bitcoin or, Ethereum or whatever you hold.
Yep.
And they're kind of like, okay, I'm good, right? And I'm like, well, maybe that's one strategy. So you can hold some crypto, or you can also do other things with it.
Mhm.
Which in the group that I helped co-found, Empress and stuff, like, so Women's Wealth Group, we started as Crypto Wise Women because we wanted to understand crypto. And so what we did with that, that's merely one of the strategies that you can do with crypto. But there's also other systems out there. And
Yeah.
the one that we're particularly focusing on right now is actually bridging trillion-dollar industries.
Yeah.
So it's taking banking, it's taking finance, and it's combining them with crypto. And so it's at this major crossroads, and it's a major bridge between these industries, and really bringing banking into the now, I'd say, into the present, and taking advantage of these technologies that are pretty darn powerful. And it's just making it a lot more consumable to the masses. And you
Yeah.
need to learn about it. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind, or you're going to be forced to learn about it instantly. And you'll be like, what the heck? I could have learned about this
Right.
years ago, but I didn't. And so it's kind of like, why not dive in now?
Yes. You'll be, you have a chance of either being a part of the beginning of it and owning some of it and benefiting from it, or just buying whatever is left, like that Elon Musk. I think he mentioned something about that, right? Which was really
Uh-huh.
interesting statement, right? But it's true, right? Because you could either be a part of it, the leading part of it now, and like I said, honestly, benefit from it in massive ways, or you'll just be running to get whatever's handed out at the end when there's leftovers, kind of a thing. And I don't know
Mm-hmm.
about you, but I'm definitely more about I want to own that and be a part of that,
Yeah.
the building of
Well,
it.
yes. Well, and I mean, so crypto was always treated like a gimmick, right? But
Mhm.
we had our first, well, not our first. I mean, we had several clues along the way, I think, but it's no longer a gimmick, and there are some major clues when you see major investors and banks stepping in that allow you to have Bitcoin in your portfolio, right? So when
Mhm.
major investors start stepping in, that's your hint that you should probably take advantage, pay attention, lean in, because while the masses and a lot of institutions are saying, the more traditional finance structures are saying, no, that's too risky, don't get into that, by and large, those are the guys that are also in the background quietly buying up all the Bitcoin, and adding it to their
Right.
coffers and stuff. And so I'm like, wait a minute, there's
Exactly.
something going on
Buying the
here.
companies that are building it. Right, exactly. They're buying all the infrastructure. They're
Right.
positioning themselves to
Yeah,
benefit from it. Very, yeah, it
exactly.
happens quietly, but pay attention, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
And I will keep saying it, and this is why I keep saying it, but this is one of the reasons I'm so excited about the WeFi opportunity is this is a chance for not the big companies, not the big them. It's for the little guy, for us to be able to position ourselves to benefit from it in a small way of how these massive corporations are doing it. And
Hmm.
just even a little tiny piece of, multi-trillion dollar industry, that's significant for a family and a family line and a
Hmm.
generation line. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, and you and I were talking right before this, Hannah, and I think it's worth mentioning here that I think you and I and then others have been saying that this is a Bitcoin-like opportunity. And WeFi the token. So what we're talking about is a bank, and they do have their own token and stuff, and you can, get nodes and everything, and that will create more tokens and all that good stuff. The token itself, so we're saying it's a Bitcoin-like opportunity because of the structure around it all. And we won't get into all the, deeper specifics here. You'll need to come to another call and we can, chat all that. But like the structure of it, the systems, all of that around it make it a Bitcoin-like opportunity. And it's still early enough for you to get in there and to really benefit off of it. And so it may not hit, 100,000 or whatever in terms of that value, but everything around it is actually making it more like a Bitcoin opportunity. And
Yeah.
why people need to pay attention is because early bird gets the worm. That's how it always is. And so Amazon, Bitcoin, PayPal, Apple, all of those things. You
They
wish you got in,
explore. Right.
yesterday, right? Like before it all
Right.
started at the beginning. Like, wouldn't it have been nice if you knew Peter Thiel, like right when he was doing PayPal and all that? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, someone's telling you about WeFi right now, right? So maybe lean in and at least get curious and find out, well, what is it and what
Yeah,
could that do?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, 100%. I mean, that's it. Like if you're hearing this, you have been given the opportunity, right? And like I have shared multiple times, like I heard about, I was given the opportunity, I learned about in small ways about Bitcoin at three different opportunities throughout the years. And at every single one of them, I didn't take the time to get curious and lean in because I didn't have the people around me who knew what it was, really understood it, or had different voices, and I didn't understand, right?
Mhm.
And so I've missed out on Bitcoin in extraordinarily, numerical ways. And it is what it is. I don't care. But I have definitely learned, and I will not miss out on this opportunity for my family, for me, for the work that I'm here to do. And
Definitely
I don't
not.
want other
Mhm.
people to miss out either. I'm actually fairly passionate about sharing this with people because I see every day I work with, meet with, talk with women and men who are so passionate about their different callings that they're here to do, the work that they're here to bring, the impact that they are trying to have in their world and their families and their lives, the dreams they have. And the most often what is needed or necessary is resourcing, funding, right? And if I had the money in the world, I would do X, Y, and Z, all these, grand like ideas and stories and things and plans. And I see so often how the lack of resources is what keeps back so often from being able to fulfill those dreams and things like that. And so when I see something like this, I'm very passionate about like, getting resources in the hands of good people to do good things, right? So I've actively been looking for opportunities. I've actively been training on that and teaching on that. And then I found this one and I'm like, oh, this is extraordinary. So I will continue to share that as long as the opportunity is here. And it is a limited window, right? But I'm very happy to share about it now. And I definitely have taken, advantage of it for my family and myself, but I want other people to be in this community with me. Like, let's link arms and do these amazing things that we're here to do, called to do. Let's do it together. It's the most fun.
I mean, it's good to have money, right? It's like you can either be poor or you can be rich. It's kind of like whatever, just like it's not good or
Yeah.
bad, it just is. And so it's kind of like, well, why not live with some more money?
That's
Besides,
pretty
you want to
cool.
have some resources so you can come party with Hannah for her. Is what did you say? It's your 50th that we're going to be on a
Yeah.
yacht? Like,
Years. Yeah, baby. We're going to have so much fun. But even before that, we're going to be having
yeah.
incredible opportunities for our community in the next era, wealth community, to be able to like start doing things together, both online and in person. Like we've got some amazing things planned and coming up, and just so excited. But we're building a real community. Like building community of people who are doing life together, who are here to do, like I said, the work that they're called to do. That's a big part of the, my calling, my work is impacting and bringing together people who are doing amazing things around the world. And I've been so honored to meet so many people from around the world. But now, like, we're building a community of like linking arms together and being able to do this from a really resourced and amazing place. So,
Mm,
yeah, very excited about
I
it.
love that. Oh, I love that, Hannah. I do love what you're building here because, yes, we're talking about Wi-Fi, and I love that you're also building a larger wealth movement because that's what it's all about is creating wealth in all of its aspects because,
All
money in
of
the
it.
hands of good people does great
Yeah.
things, and it's not even bigger than the money piece because I like how
100.
you're saying we're doing life together. And so it's asking yourself, what does wealth look like to me? And what does that mean for my life? How do I want to do life? Who do I want to do life with? And yeah, I think that's an important question that every person should ask because it's very conscious crafting and it's very doable. Like, I mean, I used to think it was kind of just like, well, you're born into your circumstances and that's it. But that's so not true. You do get to decide how you want to live and who you want to live with and like who you want to life with. And so it's
Yeah.
just becoming very conscious of that. And this is one way to help build that wealth and to help expand your basically all of your possibilities and choices.
Yeah. 100%. All right. So I wanted to circle back a little bit and touch on something because I had mentioned we're talking about like ownership and the integrity of our systems and the intelligence systems that are placed to help that along. So I know you're well versed in crypto as well. So I kind of want just like a real quick like overview. What is it about crypto and digital currency that is set up for us to be able to have a little bit more trust in the system and structure that is there to keep that transparency and whatnot there? Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. So you are asking an amazing question that I think is at the heart of what WeFi is trying to do to help bridge the old with the new.
Yeah.
So crypto, and you touched on it pretty well actually when you said that it's no longer in the dark web. And I laugh and I bring that up because that's kind of what it's been for in the past. And that's kind of what people think of because it's been used kind of for secretive things and people have used it for not so great purposes, but really it's mostly been used because people want more privacy. They want more control over their money. Now, what you choose to do with that control and sovereignty over your wealth is up to you, right? So it can be used for bad things, but it can also be used for good. And so that's crypto, though. So crypto is truly decentralized, which means there's no government governing figure really stepping in saying, okay, you can send your money here, you can send your money there. Um, it's not freezing your assets saying, nope, sorry, I'm locking your account or whatever. Um, Now, of course, we can always dive into the difference between a centralized and decentralized wallet.
Yeah.
We could talk about that, but again, we'll have to get into that in like a math class or
Come on
something.
into, because it's come on into next era. We'll
Yeah,
talk in depth about those things there. Yeah,
we're gonna have
exactly.
to talk about those things. Yeah, we'll have to break it down a little bit. One blockchain link at a time. But anyway, but at its heart, crypto is meant to be decentralized, and so it's meant to be built on smart contracts, which means it's all automated, and so it's automatically executed. It's finished and completed, all done on this technology that doesn't require an intermediary to come in and say, "Yep, that's okay. You can do this." Blah, 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 blah. And so removing that intermediary can be really good because it means that you can't have some person having arbitrary judgments saying, well, I don't like that, you're this person or whatever, and I don't like where you're trying to send that. So I'm going to say no. And then, okay, yeah, I'm going to let you do this. And so you don't have any of that, which can be twofold, right? So sometimes we want safety, sometimes we don't. But crypto is on the decentralized side of things for the most part. And then you have traditional finance, which does have all those safeguards and they can freeze your assets. They do make those judgments. They do say, you know what? This looks like money laundering. Or, you look suspicious. I don't like what you're doing. I'm going to shut your account down. And so it looks like me in Thailand a couple of months ago with my credit card getting frozen saying, we don't like that you're in this foreign country. Someone probably stole this card. Like, no, we're shutting you down. And it's like, oh crap, I'm stuck in a country and I don't have this. That. But
Yeah.
anyway, it looks like that, right? Well, Wi-Fi is coming in between the two. And basically it's taking the technology of crypto, so blockchain technology, and it's rebuilding traditional banking structures on this new technology on new rails. As Maxim Sakharov, the CEO, as he said, it's on new rails.
Yeah.
So it's taking traditional structures and just putting it on new technology, which is amazing because it brings new possibilities of having more control over your assets. And so what they're going to do is make it so that you can purchase crypto, exchange fiat and crypto seamlessly, and you're going
Seamlessly.
to have a lot more control over that. So your assets can't be frozen. And
Yeah.
then there's going to be some different ways, I think, to help with privacy and also to help with compliance. I mean, they are trying to do this the right way and work with governments. And so
Yeah.
I don't know that it'll ever be completely decentralized. However, you're going to have a lot more control. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see.
They're not removing structure. They're not removing,
Mhm.
rules and guidance and
Yeah.
compliance. You said they're just
Mhm.
redesigning it to
Yeah.
work better in this modern age
Mhm.
and to give some more control or sovereignty back to the individual.
Right.
Because like
What
you
that
said,
looks
I don't know about,
yeah.
I mean, I definitely, and I think most people listening to this can, you know, maybe attest to a time if you've been traveling at all, even to another state sometimes, it had to be another country, where
Dude,
you're
right? Yeah,
trying to
it's
pay
another
for
state.
something and it gets declined. I'm like, "Whoa, why did I get declined?" I'm like, "I know I have money in the
Yeah,
account. What happened?" And my bank is like, "Well, you know, they want to
yeah,
flag it because is this, you know, fraud or whatever because you haven't told them you're going to be
yeah,
traveling." And that is mildly to not mildly frustrating and
yeah.
concerning, depending on can I get access to somebody at, you know, XYZ bank to unfreeze my account, right?
Mhm,
And how much of a hijack does that put into my plans and trips? You know, it's very dependent on what's going on. But I definitely have
yeah,
had that experience. And like you mentioned, being in Thailand, a whole nother country where you're like, this, you know,
mhm.
that can feel very unsettling.
It can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with these new technologies and rebuilding old technology or, like, I guess, old structures, it's just taking old structures and concepts and just putting it on new technology. And so what that looks like for you is gonna be faster transactions. So think like bank remittances, sending money across borders.
Yes.
It's gonna be a heck of a lot faster. Like, it takes what takes seconds on the blockchain, um,
Could have
that could take
passed
days.
days or
Yeah,
longer.
it could
And
have taken days.
um, we're such a global world now.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it's
I
like
work with, talk with, I've been paid from people in other countries, right? And like that,
Mhm,
the ability to be able to send and receive money for services and or, you know, collaborations, whatever, across borders, like you said, that's a big deal without having it to be flagged or like having to run through hoops and all these things when like it
mhm,
just slows down the momentum of whatever you're trying to do. It's like, what is this? So yeah, I think that's a really big deal. Yeah.
mhm. I agree. I agree. So, I mean, I would invite people, come learn about the technology, come learn about what the heck is going on. Like, learn probably what is crypto, like learn some more about the basic technology. Again, it's not that
Yeah.
scary. And
It's fun.
then learn what you
Kind
can
of
do
fun
with it
actually.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of
really
fun.
fun. It's
Yeah.
super fun.
And you can, you know, you can do all sorts of options with it. There are places you can still try to find the wild, wild west if you want to, but there's also like safer, more stable places for people who do not have that, you know, love of major risk. So, and I feel like WeFi is one of those places where it's a great spot to like, oh, okay, like get your feet wet and like really branch out and like expand here and learn here, in a
Mhm,
way that's not maybe doesn't feel like the wild, wild west. However, yes, come on in, learn about it. Like I said, I am fairly passionate about sharing this with as many people as I can because I want as many people as I can to be able to benefit from this opportunity.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. I love that. I love it. Well, I don't know if you got any other thoughts, Hannah, but yeah, I would say come learn with us, come grow with us, come ride the wave too. It's pretty fun actually.
It is so
So,
much fun. Yeah, and then I think next time, because we've got another one coming up, we're going
mhm,
to kind of be zooming out even more, right? And
mhm,
kind of looking at, because it's not just about control or intelligence, right? It's about recognizing who is building what everybody else is going to be depending upon in the
mhm,
future. So come on back for that
mhm,
conversation. And like I said,
mhm.
guys, like we're here to learn. We are here to, you know, educate, equip, and activate. Right. That is
Yes.
like such my little tagline. I've had that for years now with my work, but it applies to this as well. And it's exciting. It's fun. So
It
come
is.
on, come
Yep.
on.
Come ride with us. It's gonna be fun.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll
All
see.
right. See ya.